Hi everybody, Rachel here from Rachthestamper.wordpress.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really gorgeous card. This would be a quick one that you could make a lot of Christmas cards with if you wanted to, using the Mountain Adventure stamp set. It's in the holiday catalog. And there's a lot of different things you can use for this after Christmas passes. For example, if you have any January birthdays, anniversaries, or any kind of like maybe a family getaway vacation card or something like that, you can continue to use this. You could also completely eliminate the ski slope, and it could be like a spring card. So you could make it with coloring in the mountains and make them green and put your trees just blooming in if you'd like. I think this card is definitely underrated, and once you see it and make one in person, you'll see how beautiful it is, and you'll want to make more. So this is a card that we made for a Christmas card swap that I did a while back for one of my first parties. So I'm going to show you how to make it today. You can make it as simple or as complicated as you like, completely your choice. So we have Soft Sky is our base, and then we're going to use a piece of Whisper White. So I'm going to move this out of the way so I don't ruin it, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So the easiest thing to do to get started is to do your mountain. You also want to have, now I have my big stack of paper here, so I'm not going to get out the Stampin' Pierce mat, but you want to use that if you don't have paper underneath, because these photopolymer stamps stamp much better with this underneath of it. It gives them a little bit of a backing. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. This is in the Archival Black ink. And just put that up at the top. Okay, go ahead and take that off. The other great thing about these stamps is you see they're movable. So if you wanted your mountain to go down more, you can make it go up really high. And I'm going to show you that for our second layer. So if you see on this one, I made it so it was a really big hill in the front. So you could make it just so it's a plain line, a straight line with just a little hump. You could make a really big hump like I did. I kind of like the big hump, so I'm going to do that again, and I'm going to also make a little raise at the end. So, same thing again, Archival Black ink. Okay, same thing with the photopolymers. You want to give them a minute or so for the ink to transfer. Going to move this off, and we're going to add in, once again, we're going to do our little, goodness, I can't think what these are called. Lift, ski lift. Sheesh. I haven't been snowboarding long enough. I can't remember what things are called anymore. So we're going to kind of put this so it comes off of the card to the left. That way it looks like it's coming from somewhere else, but we're also going to kind of line it up so it goes past. And again, this is personal preference. You can do it any way you like. Beautiful. I made a little smudge there. Don't worry, we're going to cover that up. The other thing we can't forget is this absolutely adorable little ski chalet down here. Put this down here in the front. Now, I did these trees originally in green. What I did is I did them in garden green, and then I filled them in with the Stampin' Write marker with Pear Pizzazz. You could do that. You could do your trees if you wanted to in black. There are several different size trees, so you can make them so they're really big, so they're small. So we can stamp this just for an idea. We'll do this one in black, and then we'll fill it in. I'm going to put another one off to the side over here, just to fill in the edge there. And then you still have, what's on here? Oh my gosh, there's so many images on here. You have a little tiny heart. You have skis. So many different things you could fill in here. Your little sign. So what we did, essentially, I'm going to just show you, like I said, just kind of the quick version, is you can take your aqua painter. So you want to fill that up with a little water. And what you'll do, let me close this so I don't ruin the card. What you'll do is you will open your Soft Sky pad, and you're going to give it a squeeze, and you're going to make a little pool of ink here. If for some reason it doesn't squeeze, you probably want to re-ink it, or you can also just take your Soft Sky re-inker if you wanted to, and just drop a drop of your ink there. And then you could you're going to just add a little bit of water just to blend this off, because you don't want it to be too dark. And you're going to just kind of go over your, let me make sure I'm still in view here, go over your top of your mountain. Just because snow kind of does tend to have that little bluish tint to it, and then you just fade it out as you get farther down. You do want to make sure if you're using this watercolor pen that you use the archival black or the stays on ink, because otherwise your ink is going to run onto your card. Might want to give it just a minute or so to dry. But again, just dragging it down just so it kind of gets lighter as it goes. The other thing that gave this card a lot of really cool snow effect to it is I went over it with the Wink of Stella pen. So it kind of gave it like that snow sparkle look. Okay, same thing here. We're just going to follow this down. And the other thing to do too is you want to give a little bit of a snow effect there. So it looks like you have a little bit of snow accumulating under your lift support. Same thing again, just go ahead. Now I'm going to tell you one other thing, and you're going to have to make sure that you give yourself a little bit of leeway, because watercoloring sometimes doesn't look as good. And you're going to think, wow, when Rachel did that, it looked so much better. All you have to do is give it time to dry. And I'm telling you magically, I don't know what it is, but somehow all your watercoloring will look so much better when it dries. And you're going to think to yourself, wow, I really did do a pretty good job on that. So just give yourself a little bit of time. The other thing you could do, if you don't have an aqua painter, is you could take a blender pen, and to get the soft color again, you could use this. So you pick up your ink, same way. You're going to give it kind of like a tight edge when you first do it, and then you can blend it out a little bit with your blender pen. So you would just drag it out to the edge. Okay, you could do that. Or if you don't have a refill ink, or you don't want to use your ink pad, you can also take your soft sky marker and you kind of drag your ink off of the end of it, and you see it fills up the color there. So same thing again, and you can get a much more distinct line. As you can see, I'm filling in the snow on the roof there. You can fill this underneath a little bit darker. So this is a good way to be able to, if you don't have that specific ink, or say you got all the markers but you didn't have the soft sky ink pad, you could do this instead. Okay, so one more thing. Do want to make sure you clean this off every time. Get the ink out of it. It does completely go clear again. It just takes a little bit of cleaning. And then I'm going to show you one other thing. One other thing that I did was, let me put the cap on this, is again with the trees. I kind of used, in the center, you could do this two different ways. You can kind of outline your tree on the edge there, so it has a lot of color. Or you could do this in the center. You could do vice versa. And then you'll kind of blend your ink to the center with your blender pen. Okay? Or if you don't like to do it that way, oops, wrong end. You could take your marker again, pull some ink off of it, and fill in the center. You could do this for the door, to make the door kind of like a very light wash. Other thing you want to make sure you do when you do your cabin, this might slip your mind, but I'm going to do it again with the blender pen, is you want to give a little bit of smoke coming out of your chimney, so it looks like somebody's living in your house. And then just kind of fade it off. So that's super fun. And hold on, let me clean. Got a little bit of color there mixed out. So last step, like I said, to make sure that it looks super snowy, is you want to take your Wink of Stella pen, just give it a little shake, pull the top off, and then just go over. Give it a light squeeze, and just give yourself a little bit of that pristine snow glow to your card. So there you go. I'm going to follow that up. Just like so, a little bit on the top. And if you could see this in person, you would truly appreciate it. It is a little bit hard to translate, but the glitter looks so, so pretty on this card. It really gives it that snow effect. So I hope I've given you some ideas. Again, don't forget, they started the clearance today. Today's December 2nd. They started the clearance on some of the Stampin' Up! Products are up to, I think it's 60% off. There's a lot of new stuff in the clearance rack. A lot of the stuff came out that they're going to discontinue. So make sure if there's any accessories that you want to get, so like for example the mica flake or the little trio of ribbon here, I believe it's garden green, cherry cobbler, excuse me, and gold. These things are going to sell out. So if you want these, get them sooner. The stamp sets they usually have for a little bit longer. But again, this was Mountain Adventure. Super versatile set. You could definitely use this winter You could really use it even into March for March birthdays with a winter birthday. And again, you could make this into a spring card. Do a little bit of greenery, a little bit of flowers at the bottom, look like it's just blooming. You could really use this for a lot. I love, this was one of my favorite things that I first decided to order when I saw the holiday catalog. Also, if you don't have a copy of it, let's see if I have one here. Oh, where is it? Why is it not handy? Nope, that's not it. If you need a copy of the new Occasions catalog for 2017, which has the Valentines and all the new spring and Easter stuff in it, all you have to do is shoot me an email at rachthestamper@gmail.com and I will send you one. I just need your name and full mailing address. Again, make sure you check out my online store, rachthestamper.stampinup.net. Check out those Stampin' Up specials. They're only going to be good for some of them as supplies last. Thanks for taking time to watch, guys. I really appreciate it. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear them. Have a great day.